concerned, members of the community then adopt a school or adopt, the children and educational concerns in Jamaica and address it.
The Rastafarian movement.
Yeah, in the community.
No, not in the. I don't experience that in the Rasta community. But as you said, that there is a school in Jamaica, Haile Selassie High School, that Haile Selassie donated to the island. And I don't even see Rasta take an interest in the school itself. For make sure that the school set a certain standard or raise the standard of the school to the standard to we know the emperor would elevate the school to. I don't see any effort made towards these things. So most of the time you'll find that a program like those where run through the Rastafarian community is generally supported by individuals in the community. Probably a handful of people donate money towards these things. But as I said, it has no sustainability in it. It don't really last too long. You understand me? For one thing we as a Rastafarian community fail to do is sustainable development. We don't farm any kind of development to sustain ourselves and to maintain ourselves and the next generation to come. In the future, we don't have anything like that established.
Because one thing, when you look at even, say, Shashamane, right?
Yeah.
And the original design of Shashamane was to be a model city, right? And a city have to sustain itself.
Exactly.
That is how even cities are formed, because they can sustain itself.
Right.
You have infrastructure, municipality, and administration. That's how they become cities. You know what I mean? Anyway, with Shashamane being that model city, and we see now, like 40 years later, after 40 years, right, bridging them on the land, we still lost self-sustenance. Right now, you have the Nyabingi house bridging on the land, if without foreign remittance, a lot of time them it don't work. Even the program recently with the medical program for the elders is again foreign assistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you wonder when it can reach the level of them and in Africa, becoming self-sustained. Those who go back, who return, who migrate, who repatriate, who find themselves back by the land physically. I always wonder why them don't have a system set up in which, like I said, sustainable, a sustainable economics.
That is the approach that we have to take to Africa. Is our contribution to its development. You understand me? To help the Africans in the development of Africa. So we can understand, say we come out of a developed country, an industrial country. We spend most of our life living in an industrial country and we have learned a lot. So therefore it is our duty and responsibility, you understand me, through the teachings of our Divine Majesty, is our opportunity now to rebuild back this into Africa. Not necessarily what we want, but what the Africans need.
That's right.
Then that question will be best answered by the African himself.
Right.
You understand me? But we as Rasta have a duty and a responsibility towards Africa, because we take on the duties and responsibilities of our Divine Majesty work. So therefore it is our duty and responsibility to think Africa, of Africa, be Africa. You understand? We have a commitment towards Africa as Rastafarians.
Right, well, 1961, right? You have a mission to Africa, 61 mission. And in that 61 mission, the bridging them, Marty and I think Fillmore Albaranga, they'll give him a couple of bridging, went on a mission to Africa. We visited, a few African countries, Ethiopia in particular. And when they went there, and with the audience, it is His Majesty Haile Selassie the King, he gave them like a list as far as what Africa needs. You know what I mean? What Africa is looking for.
Yeah.
You know, the talent, the skill, you know, the job pool, you know, that Africa. If we Rastafari, an observation that I've been making over the years, and this is not an indictment on anyone, you understand?
Sure.
But a lot of times when them send individuals back to Africa, them send elders and old men and women. And when you use the word old, it's not in a derogatory, you know, way, you know, but individual whose youth and energy has basically been spent, been passed, you know what I mean? And then in Africa now, going to Africa now to inspire and to, you know, young youth, I figure say that you should have a balance.
Well,
You know, a lot of times them choose is like elders, it's like, you know, you reward, like you said, them send Ira Lion to Zion.
yeah.
You know, it's like at the end of the day, the reward is a trip, or, you know, send you back to, send you home. You know what I mean? And a lot of time it coming like, at that stage, it's like, at that point, the individual's strength and power and energy and vibrance already win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you first started out, you said that what His Majesty had asked of us, require of us in our contribution, was all people of high education.
Natural.
You understand me? It was very important at that time to stress high education.
Learn men and women.
Yes, learn.
Like Marcus
men and
Garvey said, we are a great men of that science,
right.
But make we create them.
Exactly.
So,
So we as a people now never did take that mindset to educate ourselves so we could contribute to the development and growth of the society of Africa's development. We never did take that route. You understand me? So a lot of us now become so embedded in the Western mindset that when you get to Africa.
Right, and not to cut you, right? And another thing I noticed, and I noticed this trend in Rastafari, that because most Rastafari brethren, especially the young Rasta them coming in now, and because of the influence of Bobo Shanti, right? You find that most brethren don't want to be a priest, you know what I mean? And then when you say now the science and technology and them other part within it, that get put to the side.
Yeah, because it becomes faith-based, it becomes religious-based.
Natural.
You understand me?
So
and
the only issue now is like I said, I rely on going to Zion.
right.
But to do what?
Well, the whole concept of Zion in the concept of religious ideologies is that you have reached the pinnacle of where you're supposed to be.
Natural.
You understand me? So I guess in his eyes, he's at the pinnacle of where I'm supposed to be in Zion. So I guess he will be taken care of in Zion. You understand me? But it's just misunderstanding of a true principle of oneself and a misunderstanding through oral culture that has been passed on to us through the years. You understand me? A lot of us don't take the time to really study and understand ourselves and study our history. Not the way they give it to us, but know our history. There are many great black teachers out there that can give you our history. You understand me? But we don't take the time. His Majesty was the emperor that stressed education.
That's the Minister of Education.
Apply himself to that post as Minister of Education and stress education. And I don't think any Rasta today should ever stop learning.
Natural.
You understand me? Because you're never too old to learn, and you must always learn. Because the whole mental capacity is to develop a higher thinking of self. You understand me? A higher level of consciousness in Rastafari.
That's right.
You know?
With education as the vehicle.
Yes, education as your vehicle.
So, when you look at it, right, I would say that what we're trying to do now is to take a critical analysis. Because I think a lot of times, Rastafari is that we don't deal with critical analysis.